Hey, what do you got there?
The new Matrix 3 big wheel from Ebonite. And you should see this thing when I put the Big Daddy slow wheel to it.
What?
Ball hooks a lot. It has great recovery down the lane.
Oh.
And it's long and it's sideways, but it's never squared even though it really jerks the corner.
Huh?
It gets down the lane easily and it's very strong in the back end, but you never give up any of the control or the predictability that the Matrix line is known for.
Oh, right. Well, I can see how that's an advantage.
And you can also score one on a particle version for when the lanes are really juiced. It doesn't push as far down the lane and still peels on the back, throwing logs everywhere. Awesome, man.
Does he mean a particle version for heavy oil?
Yeah, the TPS-3. It rolls earlier, finishes strong, and hits great.
But this isn't really our game, is it, Bob?
It is now.
You've got one, too.
Oh, yeah. Wheels like it's got a motor in it. Looks huge going into the pocket. Just to mention, this ball drilled with pivot thrust and a get-back hole. Oh, wow!
Sounds like I better wheel myself by the pro shop tonight before I get left behind. Wow!
Now, some of that language might sound a little bit foreign to you, but pretty soon you're going to be hearing it in bowling centers all across America. Hi, I'm Kurt Pilon, touring pro on the Ebonite staff. But you know, I haven't been a pro forever. In fact, not long ago, I was making a living as an amateur bowling all over the country. And this new Matrix 3 gives me something I really could have used in those megabuck tournaments where you need to be able to stand left, just throw it right, and bust out the big wheel. I'm telling you, I love this ball, and it's really just the next logical step in the Matrix line. A ball with control, predictability, that also gives you great hooking power. And you know, chicks really dig the big wheel. And this is Big Daddy Brian Pursel, technical coordinator at Ebonite. Brian's the man with the plan. He's taken all the feedback from guys like you and me and made it a reality in the new big wheel. Brian, tell us how you did it.
Well, Kurt, after the incredible success we had with the Trimax 1 and 2, we wanted to keep the momentum going. So we went out and talked to pro shops all over the country. And what they asked for was a ball that went further down the lane and hooked stronger on the back end.
Now wait a second. Guys on the tour really need a ball to open up the lane once in a while, especially at night. You mean to tell me that this ball is the real deal?
That's exactly what I'm telling you, Kurt. First, we created a cover stock texture that would penetrate the oil, minimizing the negative effects of oil carrydown. As you can see, by chemically altering the formula, we get a more rigid texture on the surface.
So what you're telling me is this thing can hook. It's going to open up the lane and give me a different look from what I've seen.
You got it. But next we needed to modify the core. To help retain energy longer than the Trimax 1 and 2, we increased the radius of gyration, lowered the differential, or the flare potential of the core.
Wait a second. So you're saying that too much flare can cause the ball to burn up too quickly?
That's exactly right. This allows the core to conserve its power until reaching the back end and provide a more continuous release of hook at the break point.
All right. Enough of the technical stuff. I just want to know if I can hook it. Okay, now I can wheel this thing, but what about when the lanes are tight?
Well, heavier oil conditions require yet another combination of cover stock and core. By adding silica particles to the big wheel reactive resin, we've increased the traction ability in the oil and provided a more predictable back-end hook pattern.
All right, with my higher ball speed, sometimes the TPS-2 pushes too far for me. But you're telling me that the TPS-3 is going to roll sooner and still give me a strong back-end reaction?
That's correct. To give you the earlier revving core that's needed in heavier oil, we've lowered the RG, or the radius of gyration, by increasing the inner core density. As with the entire Matrix family, the asymmetric bombs away core provides control of the break point and minimizes deflection through the pocket.
Okay, Brian, let's double oil the lanes, and I want to see what she's got. Okay, we changed the oil pattern. We went from 35 feet to 45 feet. Now let's first see what the Trimax 3 can do. There you have it. Trimax 3 just not quite strong enough on the heavier condition 45-foot pattern. This is where the TPS 3 is going to be real strong and come through for us. All right, well now you can see why they call it the big wheel. Man, does that bad boy hook. But hey, it's easy to come out here and set up a demonstration under ideal conditions. What really matters is what happens out there in the real world in the heat of competition. That's why we talked to some of the top amateurs in the game to see what they think about the big wheel.
When I first put the Matrix 3 in my hand, I was very surprised on how well the ball pushed down the lane. It gave me a very strong, smooth arc without a jerk at the back end.
It definitely cleared the front very well, and for me, which is what I like with my slower ball speed, it was able to turn the corner and retain that energy.
I definitely think it brings something new to the table for Ebonite.
That was a turning ball right there. Got through the fronts fairly well, made it down the lane really well, and made a left turn on me, so I was very impressed by it.
Well, I felt with the Matrix 3, I pretty much felt like, wow.
Well, the TPS 3 gives me the versatility to move inside when there is heavy oil, to get inside of everybody else and play a little stronger role in the oil when I need to.
A lot of confidence in that Matrix 3. I love the way it rolls. It definitely hooks.
It's not as skittish on oil. It's stronger through the back ends. I used it yesterday and I had twice the back end.
The Matrix 3 will allow people to, if they need the ball to finish stronger, it will definitely do that 4-1 carry down.
The Matrix line is something that's pretty new, and it's something that Ebonite has needed.
I use Ebonite balls for, they're very controllable, they're very predictable.
Definitely that Ebonite has upped the power.
With Ebonite now, they can bill themselves as covering all the shots.
I see the TPS 3 and the Trimax 3 being a very important part of my arsenal.
Well, there you have it. All the control and predictability that you've come to expect from Ebonite, combined with awesome hooking power. It's the Matrix 3 big wheel, and man, this thing is voodoo on the back end. I'm telling you, it's long and it's strong. Listen, this thing is down to get the friction on, and you can do the big wheel.
For more information on the Matrix 3 big wheel, call Ebonite at 1-800-626-8350 or visit our website at www.ebonite.com.